Good morning, Slop Nation. Welcome to Slop Chop. This is a special birthday episode with my boy Wikum. It is happy birthday, Wikum.
You know what, Harvey? Happy birthday to you too, bro.
Please don't make noise. That sucks. They don't make noise. They should do like a.
I know.
Yeah. It's actually both our birthdays this very day, and you're the first person I've ever met in real life that shares my birthday.
October 17th is a good day to have a birthday, bro.
I agree.
Libra gang for life. Just want to say.
Hell fucking yeah. My boy Norm MacDonald was born on the 17th. I share a birthday with my hero. He's on the wall right there.
Oh, dude, you know who else's birthday it is on the 17th? Is Nick Cannon and Eminem.
Eminem? I forgot about Eminem. Yeah. Nick Cannon, I didn't know. That's funny.
Yeah, but nice. Who cares about that?
Nick Cannon is, I wonder if one of his 17 kids shares a birthday with us, too. Dude, can you imagine being famous? What is he famous for originally?
Music. He's pretty sure. Yeah, he raps, I think. And then he also is on that show where they rap battle. Forgot what it's called. He's
one of those like Ryan Seacrest guys that just is famous for being famous.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't understand. I never knew what his thing was, but I've never heard his music if he is a musician.
Yeah, it's not good. It's nothing to write home about.
Sure. What have you been up to, man? You got any big plans for your birthday here?
Yeah, so I'm doing this podcast, and then I'm gonna go home and play some Battlefield 6. And then I'm going to Chad's house, our buddy Chad, and we're gonna go to the Boiler Room, dude. Which is. Are you familiar?
I'm very familiar. I went to the one in Austin, and my shit's a little low. I went to the one they had in that's gain. That's not the fucking headphones, you idiot. There it goes. Okay. So I did stagehand work, stage crafting for quite a while, several years, and you get to the point where when you work in an industry like that, you start going to concerts and you can never see them the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I went to Boiler Room and I was just blown away, so impressed with their stage design and like their lighting and everything. It creates this. For those who are unfamiliar, Boiler Room is like a traveling EDM show with different headliners.
Yeah,
and their whole thing is like they put the musician kind of center back of the room, so it's not like there's not like a stage. There's a stage, but it's like in the middle of the room, so you get 360-degree surrounding crowd,
and it gets really hot and steamy.
It gets really hot and steamy.
Boiler Room. But
then you have like because if you think about it, like if you just do that in a normal room, you're gonna have walls on each side or whatever. But they have just with like drape and lighting, they create this insane black void effect.
Yeah,
it's so dope.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
So dope. I'm excited for you guys. But the black void thing I was like blown away. I was just nerding out. My friends who don't give a shit, or my friends who were just there to listen to music, were like, oh yeah, man. I was like, no, look at the lights and like the fucking that's all drape and lighting. It's all. Yeah.
How old are you turning?
31.
I'm turning 29, dude.
We're unk.
How do you feel turning 31?
I don't give a shit at all. This birthday literally means nothing to me. As someone asked me my ID when I was buying nicotine the other day, and I said 31 before I was even 30. I was like, I'm 31. Like it literally means nothing.
Doesn't it feel good when they ID you now? For me, I'm like, hell yeah, I still got it, baby. It makes my day when they ID me at the vape shop.
I guess so. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't mean one thing, I guess. But I've just never gotten ID my whole life, though.
Oh, okay.
I've been big as hell
just
my whole life.
Just because you're tall,
yes. And I had a fake ID for years and years before turning 21. So you're turning 30 next year. Do you feel how do you feel any type of way about that?
Yeah. So interestingly enough, I feel like the last week I've been like, I've been kind of dreading it. I've actually been like a little depressed. Like, oh my God, I'm 29. My life isn't where I want it to be. And mostly by life, I mean career. I'm doing a career pivot.
Tell me.
Yeah, so I did video production for 8 years, videography, editing, some directing here and there, some creative directing here and there. And yeah, I'm pivoting out of it. I was doing it in LA, and I'm pivoting out of it because I just got laid off so many times, and I got like I'm gonna take the sunglasses off too. Oh, it's so much better.
It's hard.
I
dude.
look cool.
Yeah,
but
dude, I don't know how rappers do it. Just sunglasses inside.
I was just thinking of the Kanye interviews where he's wearing sunglasses the whole time.
It's crazy. It does look sick, but I don't understand how they do it. You can't see.
Yeah. But yeah, I pivoted out of it because it just wasn't a stable career. I was tired of getting laid off. I was tired of like fighting for work every month, you know?
There's a zero consistency. Like every single paycheck is a battle.
Yeah. And when you do the arts, you're kind of signing up for that. You're not signing up. And then, you know, I was a film major. And yeah, I just wanted to pivot to something that was more stable and more meaningful so that I could help people.
What were your aspirations in film school? What were you trying to do? Or not film school, but film major? Write and direct. Okay.
Yeah, which I ended up doing for my short film. I mean, I've written and directed like 5 short films, but I've trashed 4 of them because they're so bad. You know, there's like this saying that there are no film proteges. Like Beethoven was just born wrecking the piano, but like no one's born that just makes a fire. Even when they say, oh, this is director's first movie, like Damien Chazelle talks about it on the Actors on Variety. He's like, yeah, I mean, I have a closet full of garbage scripts and garbage movies, but they say that it's his first film.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. First feature, I guess, is what people tend to say.
Yeah, first feature. Yeah.
But also you're working out the kinks of that so much with shorts and like, you know, as a feature director, you've done 15 short films, and even the ones like you said, there's a lot of them that don't ever see the light of day. That aren't even on your IMDb. A lot of directors just started making movies when they were children and have just, you know, built on the craft ever since then.
Yeah, you know, it reminds me of Francis Ford Coppola. There's an interview in Heart of Darkness, the documentary for Apocalypse Now, where he's just like, one day, you know, I'm quoting him, okay? He's like, Fat Sally in Ohio will be able to make a film with her dad's camera, and she'll be able to put it in her pocket. And he was talking about iPhones. And I used to think that would democratize filmmaking in the sense that everyone would shoot horizontal and start making films. But unfortunately, it's resulted in people making reels and TikToks.
And slop.
Yeah, and slop. Like, they're not actually making art with it, you know?
There's some art out there.
There is, like Tangerine and, you know, shot on iPhone completely. But, like, it's not like the main use case for, like, iPhones.
Well, sure, because making art is difficult and making slop is easy. That's why I have a podcast instead of, like, a YouTube channel or, you know, because talking into a microphone, shitting out a thing once a week is not super hard to do. But yeah, I agree with you. Oh, that's a footrest for you there, bud, if you're interested.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's this will actually transition into one of our topics here, but the current state of social media is kind of dire, especially with AI going nuts. So the whole Sora thing recently, because if they didn't have that watermark, like, many people, myself included, would have a hard time telling.
I've been using it. I have access to it. I got a private access to it on Discord, and I made a viral video.
No shit.
Of I didn't tell you?
No, tell me.
It got 2 million views.
Nice.
On TikTok, and it's like a horseshoe magnet that attracts goth baddies, and it's like an ad, like the new goth baddie magnet, and the guy has it, and bats are coming to him, and like they're like at his feet, like, oh, and
nice.
And all the comments were like, I need this now, like, take my money, please. And it got like 2 million views.
That's what's up. Did you put it on your socials? Like,
I put it on my TikTok, but now I deleted it. Why? I do that a lot. I've gone viral on TikTok a few times, but I usually delete just because I changed the account to do, which leads me to this other thing I'm doing, is the future. I believe the future of influencers and content creators are AI. And I know this is getting into complicated territory because I'm a filmmaker and I'm supposed to hate AI, and I do hate AI. I don't think AI should ever be in film. But at the same time,
do you even believe that statement that you just said?
What?
Do you believe that statement that you just said out loud, that you don't think AI should be in film? I feel like you don't believe that.
I feel like it can be used for, like, VFX. I think if it makes the VFX or post-production easier, like, if it makes editing easier, if it makes post-production, but I don't think a whole film should be made AI. I mean, they can and they probably will eventually, but I don't think it'll ever replace film because people want that real person. They want an actor and they want their facial expressions. They want a photograph, photography.
Yeah.
You know.
So then what's the difference with influencers?
Well, it's selling a fantasy. It's selling like influencers are already a fake thing. Like it's already a fake facade. Yeah, so I'm training this custom model on like a goth influencer and I'm making you want to see?
Sure.
This is her.
So where were we?
Wow.
So right now she looks different in each one.
Yeah.
But I'm training an AI to make her look the same. But there's still like people like it's getting traction.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
I'm contributing to the AI slop while critiquing it.
What is the purpose of this?
Just to get my bag.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
like subscribers on FanView and
FanView is like the
it's an AI subscription service where you subscribe to see exclusive stuff.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's there's no way that has the reach. That's like a very niche thing.
For now,
Yeah.
I think the future. I'm contributing to this in a way. Well, yeah, I am in a way, but I think the parasocial aspect of social media is only going to increase, where it's already a parasocial relationship that people have with influencers and creators, and it's just going to increase. It's going to become more and more parasocial.
I agree with that, but the 100% the defining factor of every parasocial situation online is that there's a human on the other end of it, and that you kind of feel like you're friends with, right? And I don't know that. I don't know if that's going to translate to an AI. Like lonely people are looking for connection in any way they can find it, even the fake social media parasocial way.
Well, my response to that is this. This is the first AI influencer, Fit Aitana. She's already succeeding.
Sure. But this is, I get, it's also just like many people are not going to know that she is AI, and it's just pictures of a hot woman. Right.
Well, she posts stories. She's like, I'm getting coffee today. She'll post like, oh, workout.
I don't know, man.
Okay, you know what it reminds me of? You want to know what it reminds me of?
Please.
Fucking Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, you look lonely. I can fix that.
Absolutely.
Think about Blade Runner 2049. Like,
or her.
It's literally that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's literally that, where for people who haven't seen it, Ryan Gosling has an AI girlfriend in the form of Ana de Armas. And there's a scene, and I wrote an article about this, and we were going to get into male loneliness, the male loneliness epidemic. But there's a scene where he goes down and there's like a prostitute that's a human, and he's not interested. And she's like, oh, you don't like real girls?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that Denis Villeneuve is just a genius, and I think that foreshadowed what's to come, is that like men will choose the AI because AI can't reject you. That's also why necrophilia is a thing. Necrophilia is not because they're dead they're attracted. It's because they're incapable of rejecting you. That's why necrophilia is like a thing.
Interesting.
The Ed Gein show. I've been watching, kind of delves into that. But rejection, the possibility of rejection is what's the turn off to these like lonely males in the lonely male epidemic. Not turn off, but what's scared.
Sure.
What they're scared of, and an AI girl is just this fantasy that'll never reject you, always love you, and will never leave you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you don't have that human connection, but these men have never felt that in the first place. Yeah, and they also don't really care. They'd rather have this like AI sort of creation to essentially be there without rejecting them and love them literally unconditionally. Literally.
Yeah, I buy that. I buy all that. It's depressing, but I do get it.
It is depressing, but it's just the way the world's going.
Yeah. So actively contributing to the death of the modern thing we got going on instead of just watching it happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get my bag, dude. I'm trying to have multiple streams of income, man. I want to buy a house one day.
This is kind of related, and this is a much more extreme example. But my dad's obsessed with this guy Palmer Luckey, who was just on Rogan last week. Do you know this guy?
Yeah.
So he's the dude that created the
Anduril.
I'm sorry.
Anduril is the name of his company, the weapons manufacturing.
Yes, thank you. So that was, you beat me to the punch, but he started with Oculus and then sold his creation to Mark Zuckerberg at like 23 or 25, whatever. He was super young and he was a massive, became a billionaire overnight by selling his Oculus to Meta, and then now it's the Meta Oculus. Or whatever they call it. And then his second company was drone weapon manufacturing via drone. And my dad's obsessed with this guy because he is twice a billionaire, two times has made a company worth billions of dollars, and he's under 35. So he's like really into this guy, and he brings him up at every opportunity. And he's like, have you heard about this guy?
We have a friend that knows him. I'm not going to say it, but I'll tell you after.
Okay.
But we have a friend that has like pictures with them hanging out.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. My dad's gonna fucking bust a nut if he knows a guy who knows this guy. But anyway, my point is that my dad has no issue currently or ever with the blood money aspect of the whole situation.
Yeah.
The fact that he's creating weapons of destruction that are murdering humans. He's like Tony Stark at the beginning of Iron Man 1.
Yeah, without the redemption arc.
The redemption arc, where he realizes by the end that it's fucked up that he's doing this.
Yeah.
He sees it firsthand, like this is like bad. I'm creating death. And my dad's just like, no, it's just cool. So he brings it. This is like my dad's fucking hero, this guy. And I'm like, every time he brings it up, I'm like, yeah, but do you not see that it's a little questionable? So I would throw that back at you.
Another point. This is not really in defense or for AI influencers, but Jordan Peterson talks about evolution and natural selection, right? Are you familiar with like natural selection?
Yes, very.
Yeah,
I went to school. Went to a high school.
Yeah, okay. Some people. Okay.
What's that?
He was saying essentially that like women are a force of nature, and they decide which men get to go to the next generation.
Yeah.
And like a large percentage of men aren't chosen.
It's so funny. It's just so funny. I have to interrupt you. I'm sorry, because this is just, we should have had you and Yassine on at the same time. I have to blank his name, but our anonymous guest from last week and you are very similar talking points. It's you dabble with the manosphere ever?
No,
like,
I don't.
Incel culture.
I don't. I'm just. It's just there is some validity to the 80-20 rule.
But here's my question: the fucking 80-20. It's crazy that I have two of you fuckers on at this, one after the other. It's crazy. All right, here's my take that I'm gonna give you the same take I gave 2 weeks ago. You may be correct about all the statistics and all that in the data. How does that help you in your life? How does that improve your mindset?
That's what I was going to say. Is I think that the AI influencer is gonna be Ana de Armas, and Ryan Gosling is gonna be the one that wasn't chosen by the force of nature, which is women, and that's what they're gonna have is like the AI is the AI to love and be loved. And okay, if you frame it like this, like let's say there is an incel, right? And they are kind of not faded, but they're just gonna be alone. They're just not gonna have a girlfriend their whole life, Would you rather them have like this sort of AI girlfriend or nothing?
No, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the AI girlfriend. I just by giving in to the incel culture, and also, like I said, by surrounding yourself with people that think similarly and other incels. If you call yourself an incel and you are in these incel communities, you're going to doom spiral into decay and death.
It's like
and
a
loneliness.
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Correct.
Whereas
if you surround yourself with the opposite, with like positivity, and even the ugliest, most unlovable fucks on the planet can find other ugly, unlovable fucks to bang. And so I just
no, I wouldn't say they all like.
Okay, there's some
maybe
that
unlovable fucks that are like I don't know. There are some people who just cannot, and we don't know them because we don't see them.
You're right. No, you're right. There are the judges of society.
They're just
poor
alone,
bastards.
and then they die alone.
Yeah, it sucks, dude. It
There's
sucks.
so many of them, and we just don't see them, so we think they don't exist.
You're right, but aren't they? Okay, yeah, and I'm okay with those people getting. I feel, you know what? It's a complicated issue,
And
you know?
you know what I also enjoy about it is it feels this is gonna be a hot take. It feels creative for me because I'm like programming in Comfy UI, and I'm like getting her tattoos and her design, and I'm also creating like a personality. Like I'm essentially creating an Ana de Armas. Like there is like a creative aspect to it of like creating an AI influencer, and it's not just about my bag. Like I enjoy doing it because I'm like it's creatively satiating to create like a being, like a being, you know. Maybe this will evolve into me making like a full Ana de Armas, like Blade Runner 2049, which is like, yeah, it's just fun.
Sure.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, playing God a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, I have very few opinions about this. I think it's problematic, but you know, it is what it is. It is where the world's heading.
Yeah.
You might as well be part of the thing.
Sink or swim.
Sink or swim, baby.
motherfucker.
We'd like to remind you, beautiful people, to leave your boy a comment. Tell Wikum that he's doing great. Leave a comment for Wikum on the YouTube or the Spotify. Subscribe to the thing. It is helpful. Please do that. I appreciate it. And anything you want to plug, sir?
Yeah. We're now going to give it over to our sponsor, Squarespace. If you want to make a website for cheap and design your own small business and scale it up, please join Squarespace now /slopchop.
It's not Square. You got it wrong. It's Manscaped. Manscaped is the one that is financing this operation. Yeah. No, I can't wait to be shilling for the sponsors that every other podcast shills for. I cannot wait for that.
BetterHelp, dude.
Yep. Better help. I'm not going to touch. That shit's cringe. All right, let's get. I want to jump to Tenet actually because I think that's like birthday. All right. So here's one of the first things Wikum and I connected on is movies. He was like, this guy moved here from LA, and he's like made movies himself. He has a short film that is incredible. It's called
0 Days.
0 Days on YouTube. I'll link it in the description. Highly recommend you check it out. It's great. But one of the things that we butted heads with a little bit. Right away, I was like, yeah. He's like, I love Christopher Nolan. I was like, oh yeah, dude, me too. The only one I don't like is Tenet. And he's like, what? I fucking love Tenet. I've seen Tenet 8 times. How many times have you seen Tenet?
Now I've seen it 13 times.
Good Lord. Yeah.
But four of those times were in theaters, by the way.
Yeah, that's absurd.
3 times when it came out during COVID, and then 1 time during the re-release, and I got the film, that IMAX
That's sick.
film
That's sick.
strip. Still have it. I need to like frame it. But yeah, the best way to describe Tenet is, my friend described it as James Bond on acid. Christopher Nolan made it because he couldn't get he was in talks to make a James Bond movie, but the James Bond IP is owned by a private family called the Broccoli family.
Not anymore.
And yeah, not even #Bezos.
Mm-hmm.
And they wouldn't let him get final cut. And he was like, no, fuck you guys. I'm going to make Tenet. Which I'm glad, because I think if he'd made it the James Bond movie, it would not be as sci-fi as Tenet was. Like Tenet was so hard sci-fi. It's about the concept of inversion and reversing an object's entropy and going backwards through time. Like in time travel movies, you just pop into the 1960s, but in this, you just inverse through time, and you go inverse in real time. But yeah,
that's where my brain breaks, and I struggle to comprehend the entire thing. Is literally from the first moment, from the premise on. I don't like it. That's what I struggle with so hard, and what I hate about the movie is that it's so frustrating to me that I can't wrap my head around it. And then also, like, if I'm not supposed to wrap my head around it, which is allegedly the fucking theme of the film, is like, don't try to understand, just feel. I hate that line, because the entire rest of the movie, they're desperately trying to make me understand. They're filling my brain with fucking dialogue 100% of the time. They're never not talking. They're just just shouting words at you over and over and over, trying to explain exposition, bro. It's exposition. The movie, it is 100% of the exposition, and it's like here's some more plot happening, plot, and they're like speaking the plot out loud. It's like a fucking anime, so I don't like anime.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan is renowned for making really technical movies. Inception, super even the Batman movies are like kind of technical. Like they're layered, and but anyway, like I think this Tenet was the one. Every director has that film where they push the envelope, and I think he got the envelope and threw it across a football field, and was like, "We're not gonna do character arcs. I'm not even gonna give the main character a name. We're gonna call him the protagonist, and this is purely technical. This whole movie is just like a technical experiment of like an extremely hard sci-fi concept that plays with the concept of time.
But then cut out the dialogue, cut out the exposition. If you're just going to give me that, just cut out the exposition.
You need the exposition to understand the mechanics.
But I don't understand.
Well, you got to watch it a few times.
That's so fucking annoying. I've seen it twice, and I don't understand both times. I hated it both times.
Well, you got to watch it with me, because I will be your shaman. I watched it with our friend Stu, and I was his shaman, and he understood it first watch because I was there to help him with his questions. But at its heart, from 13 watches, at its heart, I see it's a film about determinism and free will existing at the same time, because everything in the movie, it's not like Back to the Future where they go back in time and then they like create a new timeline, right? Like, okay, let's talk about time travel movies for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers Endgame. Their rule. First of all, I love how they're like, where Ant-Man is like, it's like we no betting on sport events, no talking to our past selves, and Iron Man's like, are you really basing our time travel plan on Back to the Future? he's like, no. It's like, good, because that'd be horseshit. But they handle it really well in the sense that if you go back in time and you change something, you're creating an alternate timeline, right? That's one way to do time travel. And then there's Back to the Future, where you're in the same timeline, but you're changing your future,
which is inherently a paradox.
It's a paradox, right?
And, yeah,
it's they talk about in Tenet, where it's the grandfather paradox, yes, right? Where it's like if you go back in time to kill your grandfather, how are you ever born to do the act? Right. But in Tenet, it's interesting because one thing I've learned is that everything that's gonna happen is like already happened. Like the end of the movie, in the beginning of the movie, they talk about the end of the movie on accident. They're like, there's an explosion at Stalls 12. And that's the end of the movie because the end of the movie happens in the same time as the movie starts. And everything is, it's actually hyper deterministic. And
but I don't understand how the end of the movie happens at the same time as the beginning. Isn't that in the future?
Yes. It's the future and the past.
Okay. That's where this is the moment where my brain goes, okay, I'm with you. I'm not with you. I don't get it.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you like Rubik's Cubes?
No.
That's why I could have guessed that. This movie is literally a Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cubes suck, dude. They're boring as fuck. You have to know the answer before to figure it out.
No, you don't have to know the answer. You just gotta know where you're going, and you kind of figure it out as you go.
You can fiddle with a Rubik's Cube for months and never get any progress done. But as soon as you know what to look for, that's when you have like a path to follow.
You watch some YouTube tutorials.
Ugh.
But once you do it, dude, once you solve it,
here's the difference.
There's no better feeling,
I guess. But here's the difference, because I felt similarly about another time travel movie called. There's another time travel movie that's called something, and I'll put it right there. But in that movie, when I finished it, I didn't understand, but I felt the urge to understand, where I wanted to go back and I wanted to watch it again. I wanted to like watch it on slow-mo. I didn't feel that at all with Tenet. I was so frustrated. Nope. Yeah.
Jordan Peele's Nope.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, you gotta watch the symbolism of the monkey and the murders.
You're
and I'm like,
fuck off. Yeah.
I was like, fuck off. I think with Tenet, what keeps me interested is the style.
Sure.
And the music. And
the music's great.
Back to determinism, I do want to talk about like this theory of time. So there's this theory that, time is linear and it's predetermined, right? Like the bold arrow of time, the Big Bang happens and everything's moving forward, right? And there's this theory that one day it's going to expand and it's going to contract back into the Big Bang. So entropy is actually going to, like, entropy is the concept that everything is like infinitely getting into more and more of a chaotic state. But there's this theory that that time is like a loaf of bread, and it's already made. We're just experiencing it in slices. So that brings into question, is what's going to happen already determined? Then what about, they talk about in the movie, he's like, what about free will? And then she's like, if the bullet wouldn't have moved if you hadn't put your hand there. So it's like you have free will, but you already did it. It's just...
And that's the point right there. That's where you lose me. I'm like, okay, I'm with you. Fuck. I just I mean,
you have free will, but you already did it. Honestly, I stand by that. You already did it.
Yeah. Okay. So then just
because we experience time linearly, but who's to say if God or aliens or any higher beings, they experience time linearly? They could. It could all be simultaneous.
No, I agree with that. I understand your point now. Yeah, you already did it, kind of, because everything already exists already.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, so that's the theme of the movie, is that you can or you can't change, because Robert Pattinson has been all the way to the end from the beginning, so he knows everything that's going to happen.
Well, yeah, and then at the end, Robert Pattinson is about to die in the past, and the protagonist is like, doesn't want him to die, and he's like, what? And then Robert Pattinson's like, what's happened. He says that throughout the movie. He's like, what's happened, and then the protagonist, John David Washington, is like, yeah, but will it change if we do things differently? And he's like, what's happened. And that's not a statement to do nothing. That's an expression of faith in the mechanics of the universe.
Sure. I appreciate that.
Determinism, baby. Free will.
I like that. I mean, but that doesn't strike me as determinism, I guess. Determinism is like nothing you do matters because, okay, well, no. I'm talking myself out of my own point. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
We're going to watch it together.
Okay, I'm down to watch it. I'm legitimately down to watch it with you.
I'm going to buy you the Blu-ray, and then that'll get you to watch it.
You better buy me the 4K. You fucking buy me a Blu-ray. Yeah, okay. I will watch it with you for sure. For sure. I would. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to open my mind to this concept. I don't know if you're familiar with another friend of mine, Chris, also fucking loves this movie, and I've been shitting on it since I saw it. I had it was the first movie post-COVID. You remember that? Did you see it in theaters?
Yeah, 3 times.
3 times, right. Yeah. And I remember I would watch it with my brother. We were living together at the time. And like, I was doing this screen, like, what the fuck? Just none of the information was comprehending. I looked over at him and he's doing the same face. And we looked at each other. We're like, do you understand what the fuck is going on? Because I certainly don't. And we just got so frustrated with it.
Yeah.
So
some of the best works of art, like 2001 A Space Odyssey, people are like, what the fuck, dude?
Okay.
And I just watched the Ed Gein show where they show Alfred Hitchcock at the screening of Psycho, where like no one had ever seen like murders like that on the big screen, and people were leaving the theater crying and throwing up.
Sure.
But like, we all know Psycho, and like we all love 2001 A Space Odyssey, but when it came out, everyone was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but both those
Some
movies,
of the best shit is like at the time, because it's ahead of its time. Ironically, it's like a movie from the future. It's like ahead of its time, and like I think when people look back, they're gonna be like, "Oh, we get it." Like it's almost like too high concept for us in our modern media state to understand right now.
This is a lot of pretentious bullshit. Fuck off.
I mean it though. I stand by it. That's why I love it.
Here's what 2001 and Psycho don't have. They don't have a fucking person that's in your ear the whole time yapping, exposition, just telling you plot like this.
Yeah.
That is just bad writing. It's bad writing. And your concepts and your shit can be cool and your themes can be interesting, but your writing is not good.
Yeah. I mean, that's valid. It is a lot of exposition.
It's an unfathomable amount of exposition.
But it's worth it for me. It depends on if it's worth it for you or not, you know.
That's fair.
But yeah.
I do want to watch it with you.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be great. The soundtrack, the
Soundtrack is great. Yeah.
the colors, the color grading, the cinematography, insane.
Was Sinners, was Tenet the thing he did before? So he did Sinners and Tenet? Sinners and Tenet.
Did he do Sinners? Mm-hmm. Ludwig Göransson? Mm-hmm. Oh, he did. Yeah, he did Sinners. He did.
Oh no, he did Oppenheimer.
He did Oppenheimer. Yeah. And then he did Black Panther.
Yes, Black Panther was way before. He did the second one, probably so, right?
Yeah. I think he did the second one.
Hated that movie.
Yeah, so bad, dude. State of Marvel, man. So depressing, dude.
Are you looking forward to these Avengers movies?
Not really.
Really? I am.
I'm really sad that but I'm really sad that they're bringing back Robert Downey and they're doing this like alternate Tony Stark that becomes Doctor Doom and goes evil. I mean, that's the rumor. I just don't want them to fuck with the purity of the Infinity Saga. And I mean, there was some bad movies. Nobody likes Thor: The Dark World, we know. But like Endgame was like perfect. Endgame is like Infinity War and Endgame were like perfect.
I couldn't agree more.
They all come together and oh my God, when Tony stops, like, no, I've never been to a movie theater where people are standing up, like, they're like, oh my God, like losing their minds. I've never been in a movie theater like, it wasn't like that in the fucking Titanic. Or even like the Passion of the Christ, like people weren't like standing in the theater. I saw one thing where some guy straight up did a backflip. He was like, "Oh my God!" And just did a backflip in the theater. Like nobody's doing that for a movie. And like people want to talk about like, "Oh, Empire Strikes Back was better." I'm like, nobody was doing that for Empire Strikes Back. Like, I'm sorry, this Endgame was the pinnacle of like
10, 15 years of fucking
the popcorn movie.
It's also so weird to me that Endgame came out in 2019, right before COVID, right before the world ended.
Perfect.
It's crazy.
It's so yes, dude. If it happened, like imagine how shitty it would have been if COVID like messed with Infinity War and Endgame, and it came out after, and they had to film it in COVID.
But the fact, dude, like it's just such a it's like a period at the end of a sentence. It's like here's the end of this era is Avengers Endgame. It's like all these movies and stuff, and like that horrific Star Wars movie came out that same year, my least favorite movie of all time. Very similar, like this is the end of Star Wars, this is the end of the Avengers, like, and then it just and then here's our new era, it's COVID. It's fascinating. It is really wild, the timing there.
It was a cultural,
bro. There has not been
that. There's no like Childish Gambino talks about this in an interview where he made the This Is America, and he wanted the music video to be a moment.
It was.
We don't have a lot of moments anymore because of the internet. It's democratized music. It's democratized video. It's democratized every art form, essentially, which is good. It gives every artist a shot, but at the same time, it's oversaturated and there's a lot of bullshit.
And right? You are someone who wants to create AI slop and put that into the universe, and that will help with our problem? I
don't think it's slop. And second of all, I can't save the world.
Okay. Okay. I didn't mean to bring it back to that. No, I agree with you, but shit. Damn, you had a point. Go ahead.
No, yeah, like everything's democratized now, so everyone's kind of in their own niche, you know. Like in the early days, like the Beatles were on the radio, and we had the radio, so everyone was listening to the Beatles. So the Beatles were able to have this larger than life presence and influence, and John Lennon became John Lennon because there was gatekeepers, first of all, which is good and bad. Obviously, you know, it's good and bad to have gatekeepers. But there was a small selection of artists that we could all gather around, right? But now there's a new sound, like in 2016, the SoundCloud boom, which I loved. Like there was a new artist every week, you know, and like I think in the future it's going to come to a point where I'm going to say, oh, I listen to these artists and you've never heard of him. Like my favorite artist is someone you've never heard of.
It's already there.
And your favorite artist is someone I've never heard of.
We're basically there.
Yeah. So the fact that Endgame was able in that landscape to bring everyone together and have a moment where like I felt like I was at a sports game and 100%. Like my team was winning the Super Bowl.
Yes.
You know, like to the fact that they would do that in this landscape where everyone's shattered. Everyone's in their own niche. And to that feeling of like coming together, like, oh, dude, this is like better than the Super Bowl.
Oh, bro. There's nothing like it. Those cultural moments, by the way, are the reason that I started this podcast. Like, I am fascinated by pop culture and like things like that. And the thing that really kicked this thing into gear, like made me finally do it, is something I wanted to do for the longest, but was the Drake and Kendrick beef. Yeah. That was a moment. That was a moment
to be alive,
dude. 100%. Especially the hip hop fan. I was like, God, I wish I had a platform I could like talk shit about this. And like, I have so many thoughts on this. So like things like that, I love. That's why I mean, I call them slopics, but it's like the things that had happened that week of note, of interest. And that's what I talk about on this podcast, because I'm fascinated with the things that other people are talking about, that are things that other people are interested in. And to your point, there has not been anything like that since then. Like, dude, when fucking Captain America grabs his hammer, are you shitting me?
He's like, because they built
I literally stood out of my seat. The entire theater was on their feet. It was completely insane.
Dude, because they touched on that in Ultron.
Yes.
He like moves in the doors like, huh. Oh, yeah, he gets all nervous.
That
and then
look.
Oh, dude, and then they pay it off.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
They pay it off.
They pay it off like 10 years later.
Yeah, dude. Oh man,
oh, it's so sick. It's just beautiful. That's an incredible cinema. Also, the feat of the filmmakers to have this responsibility and land the plane perfectly. No one had any complaints about either of those movies. No. Like, I mean, Endgame, I don't know. I like Infinity War more personally because it's tighter, but both of them as a package, it's perfect. You can't touch that, and that's why I mean. It's just I'm so impressed with those directors. What the fuck are their names?
Anthony and Joe Russo.
The Russos. They've made nothing but garbage since then. Strangely, but that's why I'm excited. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, they did it once, so maybe they can do it again. Maybe they can land this like decaying, archaic, horrific plane. Maybe they can land it into something interesting.
Yeah, maybe. I have faith in them. But it's just, it doesn't have the precursor of like a bunch, like 10, 24 good movies before it.
That's true.
And they weren't building, but you know what? I owe it to them to give it a fair shot.
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah. They've done incredible. Everything they've touched has been great in the Marvel universe. Civil War is my least favorite of the things that they've done. But Winter Soldier, bro, come the fuck on. That's like third favorite Marvel movie after Infinity War Endgame.
Really?
Winter Soldier is unbelievable to me.
Yeah, I love Civil War.
Oh, okay.
I just love seeing all the characters.
Fair enough.
Spider-Man, dude. Oh,
that's fair.
So good, dude.
I just that is like it's an Avengers movie. It's like, I'm surprised it's not just called. Actually, that was a legal thing. They wanted it. I don't know what the thing was. There's behind the scenes action why it's called Captain America and not just Avengers Civil War. But I like Winter Soldier much more than that movie. I just rewatched Civil War just out of curiosity. It's great. It's fun. I don't know how great. It's good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I also think that superhero movies just get shit on. You know, people want to hate, and Martin Scorsese wants to say they're not cinema.
Yeah.
But like, it's contradictory, because they're like, we want people to go to theaters, and the best theater experiences were at least Infinity Saga Marvel movies. Not anymore, but they're bringing, and that was the best theater experience I ever had. And like, it's kind of like the Westerns, like, Steven Spielberg said it will go the way of the Westerns, which it might be like a genre thing, and it might, like be out of style or trend, but like for the time that it was, kind of at the top of culture, it was amazing. And it's a great universe to get some popcorn, go with your friends, and just like have a good time. And also, it's not just shallow. Like, we need, like, Joseph Campbell has a book called The Hero's Journey and The Man of the Thousand Faces. And he was really good friends with Carl Jung. And Carl Jung was a psychologist who, talked about archetypes. And they both connected on archetypes, and like essentially figures in all cultures, no matter what language, throughout time, that humanity creates. Right. And like, he found a common formula in all these cultures called the hero's journey, where it's like Luke Skywalker gets a message about doom and then rejects that message, and then his home gets destroyed, and then blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, he comes back home, but he's a different man. There's a story. There's like a through line in stories that humans need. that we need. So we create these stories of like heroes, and it helps us like I feel like we could triumph over our struggles and our obstacles, and we're all on a hero's journey, and we're all on a character arc. So there is like a desire in human nature to see stories like that. Like I love Good Time.
Oh yeah,
I love Good Time by the Safdie brothers, but like that movie isn't what humanity is craving. It's a great art piece, and I've seen it like multiple times. And even Tenet isn't that. I love Tenet, but like that hero's journey, that triumph over the nature and the pain and the suffering of being human is something that people need and like society needs, clearly.
I totally agree. And people think of it as shallow because that's kind of where your baseline situation is, but it's most classics are classics that have that architecture or that phenotype. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think also if you play with that and you have like, back to Marvel, you could do the Infinity War thing where they lose at the end. They straight up lose. And that's interesting. And like, because it's a subversion of what every single one of these movies is, the hero's journey archetype of winning at the end. And then you throw a curveball in there and that's like, oh shit, what the fuck? And then you pay it off at the end. But yeah, I totally agree. And there's comfort. There's comfort in that. Superheroes are just our modern day myths or
there are Greek gods.
Greek gods, exactly.
Yeah. Dude, I've had my bouts of depression. Yeah. Yeah, Harvey knows. And sometimes my coping mechanism is McDonald's.
Shouts out.
And Marvel movies, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
They make me feel better. They're comforting, and the good guys fucking win, man. Because in real life, good guys don't always win. And if I'm being honest, like they kind of like rarely win. It seems like the bad guys win the most, and it's like, I don't want to get into politics, but like the political landscape is just like, why do the bad guys always fucking win?
Because they have money.
Yeah, and it's like, there is no writer, there is no hero's journey in like the upper level of like the American psyche. Like it's just, there is on the individual level, but the collective is at odds with each other. Everyone's fighting each other, and everyone is there's war and there's suffering and there's so much pain, and then the people with money are just the villains are just getting stronger and stronger. It's like we're at the end of Infinity War and it just never stops. Like we're just and there's no end game. It's just the end of Infinity War, and Thanos is just like, I did what I did.
Thanos is Israel. Okay. Well, I want to give a shout out to someone who has contributed more than most to the American mythos and the hero's journey, and that is a man named Drew Struzan, who died this week. If you are unfamiliar, I highly encourage you to pick your phone out of your pocket and look at the posters that I'm putting in the episode right now. Some of the most iconic imagery for, Star Wars, Harry Potter, freaking Back to the Future. Every single one of these classic photos or posters came out of this dude's head. The Thing, Rambo, but this style is so it's very like Americana, and he created it. It's really, really something. So I think a big shouts out to a dude that left an impression on many a young child's brain. Every single Star Wars poster is because of this dude. So if you were ever a Star Wars person, give a shout, give a thought and a think to our boy Drew Struzan. I think it sucks to me that highly produced, really impressively designed artwork like this has fallen out of fashion for movie posters. It's kind of just the floating heads bullshit. Celebrity name out of order from the order of the celebrities on the poster, which is always annoying. But let's look into these fucking things.
Yeah, you know what these kind of bring out in me when I look at them is kind of the magic of movies.
100%.
Like I look at that Harry Potter poster and I remember my childhood and being like, it's quite literally about magic, but it literally says "Let the magic begin" at the top. I didn't even see that.
But it's warm. It's inviting. You got your classic blue and
Is
orange.
it a painting?
I don't know how he did it.
Yeah, like it looks like a painting, and I mean it could be just our nostalgia goggles, but that shit was magic, Everything looks so digital and Photoshop now.
Yep.
But this just makes me seem like, oh, this movie is going to take me to another world.
100%. And it has, and it did. Do you have any opinions on, speaking of Harry Potter, the new HBO show coming out?
Yeah, I don't care. It's just like, of course they're gonna reboot it.
Yeah.
It made a bunch of money, and of course they're gonna do make a show, and they're gonna have stuff that wasn't in the books.
Wasn't in the movies, you mean?
No, and the books. Like they're
so?
making new stuff that wasn't in the books too, which they said. But I'm not like a diehard Harry Potter fan, but I'm sure if I was, I would be pissed.
I used to be. I don't give a fuck about it anymore. But
Yeah.
that was my childhood.
I grew up, Just kidding.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Grew up and started watching Marvel movies. Oh. Yeah, but even like the prequels, which are bad, are have incredible
you think
posters.
the prequels are bad?
Yes, I do think the prequels
I love
are
the
bad.
prequels, man.
That's unfortunate. But here's the thing: like the prequels have had an entire renaissance because all of the people who grew up with them are now adults and they have the nostalgia of their childhood. If you look at them objectively, they're not good movies. But I don't feel the need to shit on them or whatever. These are movies that we grew up with, and I don't want to like poke holes in in anyone's childhood thing.
Yeah.
I will poke holes in your adult thing, being Tenet. That's the problem. But yeah, I mean, there's aspects of these movies that are incredible. The John Williams score, the poster by Drew Struzan, incredible. But it's just dudes walking in rooms and shitting exposition into each other's mouths.
Damn, you really hate exposition.
I hate exposition. That's why I don't watch anime.
You know what they call it? A necessary evil.
No, you can do it well. You can do it so well. Here's my classic example that I always go to. Okay, Terminator 1. James Cameron, the
There's
GOAT.
exposition in that.
Yes, of course. I'll tell you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
In Exposition 1 by James Cameron, Kyle Reese picks up Sarah Connor and they're running away from the Terminator. And he's like, while an action scene is happening, he's delivering exposition. And it's exciting and he's filling the audience in. And while it's happening, there's an action scene literally taking place. So you have two things happening at once, right? You're not walking in a room and talking to each other. You're like actively running away and then and it feels so natural. It's also totally natural because he's telling her things that she doesn't know, what I mean? So that's like there's great ways to do exposition, and it is a necessary evil. You have to fill the audience in for sure, but when you have just unending word salad in my fucking brain, I can't handle it. I hate it.
Yeah. I mean that's valid, and that is a good trick for exposition to kind of put an action scene behind it or like a car chase, Do
anything. Have the characters doing a thing.
Yeah.
And have it make sense that he's telling him that, Like there's so many times when
you kind of got to dress it up so it doesn't even feel like exposition.
Yes. I just rewatched the so in 2019 they remade the Lion King live action, which is just animated again. It just looks like a fucking nature documentary, but it's I'm morally opposed to every single one of those Disney remakes. I've never seen a single one of them. But
the guy who made Moonlight directed that?
No, that was Jon Favreau, Iron Man.
Oh yeah, he directed
the Moonlight
the
guy did the sequel. Yes,
okay, right.
Which apparently is a okay movie, but it didn't make the money that the first one did. The first one is the highest grossing animated movie of all time. Period, bar none. It is like astonishingly popular. Frozen is second. No, I don't give a fuck. We'll never see it.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point was there's this guy, Adam YMS, a YouTuber that I love, the film critic / reviewer who made this epic, 2-hour long review of the 2019 Lion King, because the first Lion King is his favorite animated movie of all time. So he compares and contrasts them and just shits all over the new one. And he made a good point. In the new one, Mufasa will come up and just Scar, you are my son's uncle and therefore will never be king. And like he just tells him things that he already knows, for no reason. And then he'll complain. He's like they changed this for no fucking reason. Like in you had the first one. The first one does it perfectly. And like I forgot what the example was exactly in the first one, but he says it naturally, or he says it in a way that would make sense for the other person to be hearing it. Like you wouldn't just tell someone something they already know for the fourth wall's benefit.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, that also, the whole dead father thing and the commonality of father issue. Like we're looking at a Star Wars poster right now.
Yep.
It kind of, not to go back, but it kind of reminds me of the whole the whole thing with the hero's journey and stuff, where like humans have these issues. And it reminds me of the collective unconscious. Are you familiar with that?
Tell me.
So Jared Leto, who I don't like, who's like probably a sex criminal, but like he's in this movie called Mr. Nobody. And he explains it really well, not him, the writers do, and he performs it really well. He's like, when baby birds are born, as soon as they come out of the egg, if you show them a shadow on the wall in like a lab of their mother bird, the shape, they're like good. They like feel comfortable. If you show them the shadow of their predator, which is like a vulture, they freak out. Wow. So they're like, how they were just born. How do they know instinctively to be afraid of that shape? And the theory is the collective unconscious, like over.
What am I hearing?
Carl Jung has this theory about like various things, like why is a baby afraid of a snake? It was just born, like it doesn't have any concept of what anything is really, And I think like there's certain themes in films and just storytelling in general that touches on issues in the human collective unconscious, like daddy issues.
Is that different than just instinctual?
Well, that's what instinct is.
Right.
Like, where does instinct come from? Why is it there? How did it come? You know?
I've always been fascinated by instinct, and it doesn't make sense to me.
Which also goes back to determinism in a way.
Sure. Or there's just so much that we don't understand about how the human body works, and the I don't know, you get spirituality maybe, or just how DNA works, how everything is hard coded in our brains. Like, yeah, why is a baby afraid of a snake? Why is a baby instinctually, before it knows anything, know to avoid ledges? Like it'll just like kind of favor, if it's crawling, it'll favor a surface and then try to like not fall off. How does it know that falling off is a thing? Yeah,
because like for generations, humans have just either died or almost died or watched their friends die falling off ledges.
Yep.
So it's like ingrained in our DNA.
Yeah, but it's not then or even more baseline. How does a baby know how to suck its mom with its teat?
Right.
How does it know how to breathe? How does it know how to like just know stuff? It's fascinating. Yeah, I don't know. I've always been curious about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. It's totally fine. Let's move right along to what else we got. So dude, tell me about first of all, I'd like to say that a lot of times when people tell you to watch their thing that they made, it's bad. And like, you kind of like, especially I just met you and you're like, yeah, I made a short film. And I was like, all right, I'll fucking watch it. Sure. But you're not, when a new person tells you a thing, I'm usually not expecting very much. That might be like something about me, but I just have my expectations low. You blew my expectations completely out of the water. I really, really enjoyed 0 Days. I think it's extremely professionally made. It looks great.
The monitor's off?
Yeah, the monitor's off. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Looks great, sounds great, fucking awesome script, really impressive. Is edited well. Like there's the opening shot where like you mounted the camera on the bottle, like it struck me right away. There's a million things that are really impressive about it. So good job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's really weird spending a year of your life and $5,000 of like mostly other people's money on a YouTube video that has like 400 views. It's
That's
like,
art, baby.
Which is the most absurd way to put it. But I explained it that way to someone. Like, you have to be delusional and like kind of insane to do that.
Sure.
To like think that And you kind of have to be to want to be a writer, which I was. Like I wanted to be a big shot director out of film school, classic LA kid.
Did you grow up in LA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Born and raised in Torrance, California, baby.
Nice.
But yeah, it was insane to make that because it was based on my life, and I had my girlfriend at the time play herself, and she played herself during our breakup, but we got back together after the breakup, and I had her like relive the breakup playing herself. So I was like toying with reality, and I love like movies like Gummo where it's like real and fictitious.
Are you
at
familiar
the same
with
time.
Abbas Kiarostami?
Yeah,
Dude.
you're talking about. I know what movie you're gonna say. Fuck, what's it called? It's like 50-50. Close up. Yes.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah, I love Close Up.
If you're unfamiliar with this is such a fascinating, because like this is like the most meta. He does meta. Every one of his movies is like fascinating and meta this way. But there's this event that happened. He's like one of the more famous Iraqi filmmakers. This guy Abbas Kiarostami. And there's an event that happened. I don't exactly remember what the thing was. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but like a big event happened in this community years ago. And instead of making a documentary about the thing or like just telling the story of it, he found the people that the thing happened to and then cast them in his movie. So like it's a true story, and it happened to them, so they get to relive through cinema this thing, and it's like this like fascinating cultural, or excuse me, fascinating like a meditation, or what the fuck am I trying to say? It's like therapeutic. It's therapeutic for these people to like, especially the dude that this happened to. I wish I had any more information about this movie, but it was like a fucked up thing. And then he got to like replay the events, and you see him like he's not an actor. He's a guy.
Yeah.
He's just doing this because he respects his filmmaker. And
a good way to explain it is like, those movies that are based on a true story. It's not a documentary. It's a movie that recreates like the event.
Yes.
Imagine that movie, but with the real people from the event.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Which is insane to me. Which insane.
Is kind of what I did in a way.
That's cool.
And originally I was supposed to play the main actor, but I like can't act. I mean, I can kind of act, but to act and direct is just too much for me. I'm like worried about, does the camera have batteries while I'm trying to like cry?
Yeah.
Just doesn't. It's just I commend actor directors like Ben Affleck and shit. But yeah, it was an experiment on reality, and it's weird because I had so many scripts. I had a lot of stuff about mental health. I had like a sci-fi. I had a rom-com. But this was the one that I felt like the universe wanted me to make for whatever reason. I don't know. It's still revealing itself. And like Rick Rubin talks about in his book, The Creative Act, about, have you ever had an idea and then like you don't do it and then someone does it?
Oh,
like
brutal.
At the same time that you thought about it, and like you didn't tell them, they didn't even know you.
100%. Yeah.
So what he says is like the universe was wanting that idea to come into the world, and you were chosen and you rejected it, so it went to someone else.
I like that.
So that idea combined with Martin Scorsese's philosophy of if you're directing a film, if you're making a film and it's not like you're not bleeding out of all your orifices, like trying to make it, and you need to tell it, and it's a story that just like needs to be told. Like, if it's not that, you're doing everybody who's working on it a disservice. And for some reason, that story, that script was the one where I need to make this, whatever it takes, however many phone calls I have to make to get money to make this. I'm putting everything on the line.
That's awesome.
And I look back on it and I'm like, what an interesting choice for that to be the one that I choose to make. But I think that point in my life and that story, it's about mental health and sobriety. I think I had so much experience in that realm. Like I felt qualified to make like a really raw story about it.
That you were and are, and it comes through as authentic for sure.
Yeah, and I definitely want it to come through as authentic, but yeah, but it does kind of suck that it has like 400 views on
What are you gonna
YouTube,
do?
dude.
Or do you personally, you yourself, Wikum, go out and watch short films on YouTube all the time? No one does that.
I know no one gives a fuck about short films, especially in the age of reels and TikToks.
You just gotta re-edit it into 30-second chunks.
Oh God, no, I'll never do that. But yeah, it's like an art piece, you know, and I'm proud of it. And everyone I show it to likes it in my life.
You could honestly just re-edit the whole thing and make it a 10-minute vertical video. I mean, you're going to lose so much information, but
I'm never doing that.
Okay.
I'm such a contradiction. I'm like contributing to AI Slop, but I'm also like a pretentious artist who's like, I'm not making my film vertical.
No, I get it. I do understand.
But I think that's one of my strengths is to have my feet in both. I love Star Wars. I mean, I love Star Wars. Not anymore. I love Marvel. Not anymore.
Same.
But you get what I'm saying. I have one foot in that realm, and then I'm also love the Softy brothers.
Sure.
I think that's a good. You learn from both sides, and then you can like.
By the way, this is literally me. I am this exact same way.
Right, yeah.
I'm a pretentious art house douchebag that loves all kinds of fucked up or weird or horror and obscure and like, you know, Iraqi filmmakers and shit like that. But I also have been drinking the Marvel slop and love Avatar 2 the most. I fucking love that movie. Just rewatched it in IMAX with my family. It was incredible. So
yeah,
I'm here for entertainment. I'm here for, and then that's why, you know, like my definition of slop is pretty broad. I think movies can, you know, slop just equals culture, creation of things, any sort of things. That's what I vibe with. Media.
Yeah, and it's art. You know, media is just art.
Yes.
And and what's interesting about 0 Days is that it's so autobiographical, almost to like a painful extent.
Mm-hmm.
I left some stuff out because it's too trauma dumpy.
Was your girlfriend cool with doing all this, by the way?
No.
Did you talk her into it?
She was cool with it when I made it. And obviously, I mean, she's reading the lines and she produced it. Mm-hmm. Her name is there as a producer.
And you guys were just to help my timeline out. While you're shooting, you're broken up.
No, we're back together after breaking up.
Got it.
And bad breakup, worst breakup. She was the worst relationship I've ever had. Yikes. 100%. Yeah. I hope you hear this. Like, I don't even care. Like, you are like the worst thing that ever happened to me. Yeah, I hope you hear this. And
fucking hell.
We broke up. And I made the movie it's not about the breakup, but it's a pretty big part. And I think that scene, the Marriage Story type scene, which was my reference, was Marriage Story, where
incredible.
They're arguing. And,
it's my favorite scene in the movie.
You know, he's like, I wish you were dead, you know, and
every day I wake up and I wish you were dead.
Yeah, then he like punches a wall kind of like a Kyle. And
like if the kid could be okay. I love his little logic thing that he goes down. Like the kid would have to be okay, but then and also wouldn't want it to be like sick or whatever. Yeah, great.
Yeah, and like people, some feedback I've gotten is that it's intense, like really intense. But I'm like, bro, have you seen Marriage Story? Like, your bar for what's intense is like not like. Have you seen Blue Valentine? Have you seen like? There's some really intense stuff out there.
I love that it's by the way, two Disney actors that are in that movie. It's fucking Kylo Ren and Black Widow that are both doing, and they're doing 30-minute one take monologues, just eating. They're just acting their ass off in that movie. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, and like one of my other references was Basketball Diaries, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I don't know it.
Yeah, he's like an addict, and there's this scene where his mom's at the door, and she's like has like the chain so he can like come in a little bit. He's like, Mom, I need money, and he's like, Mom, please, and he's like crying. He's like bawling. He's like, please, Mom. And then it turns into, I hate you. And like she's like crying and she doesn't want to give him money because he's a drug addict. Or like Timothy Chalamet in Beautiful Boy. Like those are all my references. It's like human suffering and like pain. You know, like I don't. I've been through so much pain and suffering that I wanted to make something that can make people feel less alone. Like, oh, that happened to me too.
Yeah.
And you know, like suffering is a part of the human experience. But yeah, like a lot of people, that's the scene. That's so weird because like the movie is not about that. It's not about a breakup, but
Marriage.
like,
Oh no, yeah.
0
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
But like that scene was so powerful and like so real that like that's kind of the highlight of the movie for me now.
Yeah.
And another reason,
It also just informs the rest of like all of it. Like he's it's part of the reason that he's so down on his luck and like miserable in general.
yeah. It's so funny because we say he, but it's like me, and it's like so like trippy, dude.
That's
dude,
wild.
to make a movie about yourself and your trauma,
Yeah.
and then like keep it as like a time capsule and look back on it as you evolve and grow.
Fascinating, yeah.
That's like the craziest part. It's so psychedelic.
Yeah.
Because like my perception of the movie and the characters changed too, where I'm gonna look back and I was like, oh damn, you were like an angry, miserable fuck.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I didn't even like realize I was that way, you know. And like the actor Anthony, my homeboy Anthony Nathaniel, what up, dude? He brought something else to the character. He brought a little bit more aggression than I was. But I think that worked because like the script and the way I was in real life was kind of like mopey and depressed. But that's not really that entertaining because the audience just empathizes with that and they become bored. And
Sure.
so to add that aggression was a good
It's very
way to keep
safety.
it. Yeah, is a good way to keep it engaging. Yeah, it's like I look back on it. And I also just think about that relationship too, in a way of like, oh, I can't believe I put myself through that. You know what's crazy is we stayed together after I made that. Like I literally made a movie about how bad the relationship was and I stayed in the relationship. And what's crazy is we broke up before I finished editing it.
Oh wow. Wow.
So then I'm like editing it and we're getting it colored, Apple colorist, and we're editing it and she's trying to hurt me. She's like, she knows the best way is to be like, I don't give you permission to use me in my movie. She's like, cut my scene out. And I'm like, bro, that's the best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
My friend Robert, Robert, shouts out producer Robert. He was like working a 9 to 5 and he gave me like $1,000. Like he's like working for his money.
Yeah.
And I had all these, and then my friend Sam, who's like Sam Roberts DP, is like, he worked his ass off for free. He's like a talented DP, and he gaffers and everything. And I was like, you're going to like torpedo all their work just to hurt me? And she was like, yeah, take it off or I'm going to talk to a lawyer. And I was just like, you're a producer. You read the lines.
You were there every step of the
You
way.
were there every step of the way, but you have no case here. So I just posted it, and I was just like, "Fuck!" And she hasn't taken it down yet because we can't really like.
No.
You're in it. But yeah, I edited it. I tried to put it in film festivals, but it was just too long. Which my producers told me they were like, "Dude, short films got to be like 6 to 8 minutes." And I was
Really?
but I was just like, my soul and the universe wants me to make it this long.
It's 14 or how long?
It's 20.
20. Okay.
Yeah, it's like in the short film world, it's like a
She's fine.
in the short film world, it's like a saga.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like, people should watch it.
I really enjoyed it. I highly, highly recommend it. It's great. It's like I said, it blew my tits off, blew me out, blew my expectations out of the water. And I'm it saddens me that you kind of left the production world behind because
well, I left it behind to make money, like as a job. But I want to make another film. One other thing I want really quick just to touch on is another good trick I used with the reality stuff, like using real people who did that thing. Like I casted someone who was actually had 3 years sober and young. Like I did that. That's a great trick to get good performances without paying for top-notch actors, because the actors I wanted to hire were like $400 a day. And I was spending so much money already, and I was like, why don't I just get the people who actually it was based on? Because they can bring the authentic. Like he already had the tattoos, like he already had the hair and like that kind of like edgy AA style, and he kind of had all that, and it brings the film like production value.
100%.
You know.
Yeah, it's authenticity. It reads as authenticity, but it is literal authenticity.
Yeah.
If you're actually just using the person, I'm going to kick her out.
Okay.
Dixie, you are getting kicked out, my friend.
Oh, the timer's done. We're going to talk about like what's, you know, in the future of making films for me. And I just don't want to do videography and editing for money, because if you want to do it for money, you know, and I'm not trying to demotivate any kids that want to get into it. It's really fun making, you know, money with a fucking camera. It's like awesome. It's like you should be grateful if you're doing that. I just couldn't do it because it's just advertising at the end of the day. It's all you're doing is you're helping people promote a product or a service or a personality or a character or something. We're just promoting stuff. You're not making art for money.
No, it sucks all of the art and artistic. It sucks all 100% of the fun out of the craft. And like what you're doing it originally because it's fun and because it's interesting and because you're making something cool.
Yeah.
And someone says, make something, but have it be not cool at all. Have it be boring. And you're like, ugh.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like I saw this meme where it was like beginner videographer, and it was like a camera and like 20 lenses and like a gimbal and this light, and then it was like advanced, and it was just like a camera and like a Red Bull. And I was like, that's me. That's it. Like I've had every camera. I've shot EDC. I shot Coachella. Like I shot Rolling Loud. Like I did all of it. And now I'm selling all my gear, and all I have is a point and shoot film camera. Because I realized that like film is all I need. Film is like which I just came to the same conclusion that like every big director is like come to the conclusion of. But yeah, so now I'm sort of transitioning into the mental health field. And I want to save money to make a feature, you know. I maybe want to do one short, but really what I'm waiting for is that, you know, like Rick Rubin said, that idea from the universe of like, this needs to be told. Because I have like a really good script that probably would do good in the film festival circuit. I think I sent it to you. And it's about dreams and what they mean. And it's like a horror short, actually, about nightmares. And
you gotta cast me as that big fucking guy.
Oh yeah.
Because then here's what I was thinking. Because you were like, yeah, but they have to be. That's probably totally. You should explain the thing first.
Yeah. So it's essentially a short film where a girl is. I was gonna spoil it. Fuck it. She's having a recurring nightmare about a man chasing her down the street with a knife, and he's a hooded man. You can't see who he is, and he kills her in the dream. And she's a psychology major, and she's in her psychology class, and they're talking about dreams, and the teacher's like, oh yeah, dreams can be this, they could be symbols for this, but you know, they can also mean nothing. They could also be nonsense. Not all dreams mean everything. But she says, but if you have a reoccurring dream, that usually almost always means something. And she goes to the professor, and she's like, I'm having this dream of this guy trying to kill me. And he does kill me every night. And I wake up in a sweat. And the teacher's like, oh, okay. Next time you're in the dream, take off his hood and see who it is. So she does. Next night, she takes off the hood, and the face is blurred, like it's like cops, or it's like pixelated and blurred, and she can't see who it is. And she's like, what the fuck? And then she tells the teacher. She goes to the teacher, and she's like, oh yeah, I looked at the face, and it was blurred. And the teacher's like, okay, next time you do it, get a flashlight and shine the flashlight in his face. And she does it, and it's her uncle is the man in the hood. It was her uncle, and it turns out that she was molested at a young age, and her subconscious suppressed it into her subconscious, and she didn't even know, like she like didn't even remember it, but the dream was her way of her subconscious bringing it into her conscious.
Nice.
Bring it into light. And it's kind of this like, whoa, it's kind of like a, you know, it's an enthralling story, but at the same time it's also a real thing. That's a true story. That's like really happened, and I learned about it in my psychology class, and that the short film is based on that true story.
That's fascinating. All right, so picture this. You cast me as the guy in the hood, but look, and you could because look, I'm big, I'm imposing, and then I'm scary, right? When I'm like just a black figure with a hood, and then I have a knife, and then when she pulls off the hood and it is her uncle, the camera starts from uncle's face, zooms out, and then it's much smaller. It's like uncle sized because first it's big and scary and terrifying
because it's like her
exactly.
dreams. She's like fabricating.
And then as soon as she rips the face off, she realizes it's just, it's this guy I know and he's normal sized.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, but yeah, what the weird thing about that is I don't really feel the urge to make, like, I'm down to make that a script and sell it to some not even sell it, just give it to a director I trust. Be like, make it, give me credit.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I want to make that.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, you've been through the hell of production. Production is hell.
Oh, dude.
I just PA'd on a indie short where everyone was there for the love of the game and for the love of the director. Like, he was just calling in every favor like you did, because he was really passionate about it. Was about ICE and like deportation, and he's this Mexican guy who's like really passionate about this very similar thing where like, yeah, I have to make this, but I've got no money. So he's called in every favor in the book, including friend of a friend like myself who's there as a camera PA, camera department PA, and it was a good experience. But it's production, dude. Production is, like, everyone tells, it's one of those things where you hear about it your whole life, but you can't really like comprehend, you don't really feel it until you do it, where you're standing on your feet all fucking day. There's a lot of waiting and doing nothing, and then when you are doing things, it's like, I don't know, it's exhausting. It's physically exhausting, which is less ideal for a long-term career for me.
Yeah, I
like using my brain.
I read a producer say that film is logistics on crack, where it's like, dude, because I wrote this, directed it, produced it, and edited it.
Yeah.
And I had help, but like, oh, I got to get these actors on this day. We got to make sure everyone's schedule's there. And then we got to rent the camera equipment. Then we got to get the lights. And then we got to make sure we get this. And we're filming with no permits. So I had to go to a mental hospital and pretend like we were filming the planes, lie to the security guards that we were filming planes for the air show, and get our shots really quick in, and no permits. So I like, and it's just so stressful, dude. It was like, it takes it all out of you. So it's like, it's for me to do that again, I have to like be really passionate. Like, I don't even care about festivals anymore. I mean, it is important to get seen and stuff. But like, I had a roommate, shout out Tim, who like got, multiple Vimeo staff picks and stuff. And he has an agent and stuff, but it's still hard. Even after you win the festival, it's still hard to like get a feature made. And he's working on his feature, and he's told me about it. It's awesome,
dude.
But it's still hard.
Wes Anderson has trouble making movies. Fucking yeah, but like there's established real ass directors that have trouble. David Lynch had trouble making features when he was towards the end of his life. Like, it's just difficult to get movies made in any circumstance. I think even if you are as successful as one of those dudes.
Dude, that's why I used to think about Robert Rodriguez making his first film on film.
That's crazy.
Without digital. Like, you're burning money every second you're rolling. And like, he would shoot the close up and the wide in the same take. So that he would edit it, because he was also editing it, so he didn't have to roll again for the close-up and waste film. So he was editing it as he was shooting it, and he was like, all no permits. Like, it was about like an assassin or something. I forgot like the whole plot, but they're like, like sliding over the hoods of cars, and like, he shot it for like $8,000 at the time, which inflation, and he like self-funded. I'm like, dude, that's badass, man. Like, I'm shooting digital, bro. Like, we got unlimited footage storage, and like, I had lighting and I had all that stuff, but that motivates me, but yeah, it's going to take a lot for me to like want to make something again. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought of making a film?
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly much more interested in editing and acting. Those are my two. I like post-production and I like being on camera.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm much less interest. The whole technical aspect of shooting a thing, I hate. And I want it to be like, if I ever were to direct something, which I have no interest in doing, I would just hire a DP and have them do everything. I would be like, just make it look good. You got it, brother. I just totally hands off, which some directors are like that. You don't have to have like film or camera knowledge to be a director. You just hire someone with camera knowledge. But dude, I don't have the closest that I get to that is like in-depth YouTube videos, which I actually do really love doing. And
like nerd writer, like video essays.
Yeah, closer to like it's always film related because that's where my brain goes. But I actually sent you one of them that you never watched. But
wait, what? You did?
Yeah, I did.
What is it about?
It's okay. It's about the takeover of DC by James Gunn. Yeah. It's great.
Hell yeah,
it's
I'm
good.
gonna check it out.
Send
it to me again, dude.
I will. But anyway, I really enjoyed. That's the most fun I've ever had making a project. That video.
Yeah.
And it took me a month to make and like to write and research and like find jokes and stuff. And most of it was editing. Was that took me quite some time. And I loved the process. I was sitting in this room and just like finding jokes and stuff in the edit and just laughing out loud, while I'm editing.
It
was awesome. A blast. And then I was unemployed at the time. And so I spent hours every day in here, just focused on a thing. And it was great. So that's my actual dream job, is like YouTuber. The podcaster is much less appealing to me. It's good. And I'm happy that I'm doing it.
You have the personality to be a YouTuber for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, dude. But I'm happy that I'm creating a thing. Most of the thing for the podcast, and this is something I've said 100 times. So sorry for those loyal listeners who have heard this before. But it has something. It creates an inherent deadline, right? It's something on my calendar every week. Whereas if you're a YouTuber, you can just make a video and then never make another YouTube video.
Yeah.
But because I have to get a podcast out every single week, there's like a deadline there, and it forces me to edit and create and stretch the muscle. Fuck.
What?
You're not hearing that?
What is that?
It's a buzz. Sometimes that happens. I honestly don't know where it's from. Anyway, I think it's about time to wrap it up anyway. I might just have to cut. In conclusion, Wikum, with our so the buzz has started. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with this buzz is so
we got some
frustrating.
good stuff.
It's soul sucking. But yeah, what do you got, brother? I'm glad that you came. Happy birthday.
Speaking of birthdays, this has something to do with birthdays and gratitude. So my mom is a very charitable woman, and for my birthday she donated a cake and money to a orphanage in Sri Lanka.
For your birthday?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what she does. So like for her birthday, she'll also donate money and give it to orphanages in Sri Lanka.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
And dude, she sent me this video and it's rough, dude. It's like the kids are singing me happy birthday, but like the phone is like shot on it's like a shitty phone, like some Android phone, and there's like no lights in there. Because Sri Lanka's a third world country.
Whoa.
And it's just dark, and like literally dark. Like there's no light, and it just made me be like, dude, that could have been me.
Yeah.
Like we're just born in the U.S. Like we didn't do anything to earn being born here.
It is an incredible, unbelievable privilege that I take for granted every day.
Yeah, here's the video.
That is wild. It is dark.
Yeah, they're speaking in Sinhalese, so you won't understand it.
That's really cool.
It's just like, I'm super grateful, but like they were so happy to get like a cake. Like it was like, it just like made their month.
Yeah.
And like I'm over here like complaining about like my life. But it's like, dude, we have so much to be grateful for. Like I'm out here being bummed about like, oh, I don't want to be 29. I'm getting old. I'm getting weight. It's like, dude, I'm in America.
Yeah.
You know, like we've already made it.
100%.
Like people talk about being like the, you know, like, oh, fuck the 1%, like Bernie Sanders, like, you know, fuck the 1%. But like, if you're born in the U.S., you're in the 1% of the world. So yeah, I just want to end on that gratitude.
I totally agree. I think, and this is something that someone told me years ago, it's always stuck a chord with me. Gratitude is the depression cure. You can actually hijack your brain and fix your depression by being grateful and forcing yourself to write down gratitude lists or just think them. You were born in the United States of America. That's freaking incredible, man. You have a house over your head. You have movies that you can watch, even shitty ones like Tenet. Incredible, man. We live in a utopia, dude. We live in the future. It's unbelievable. And yeah, dude, I totally agree. God love you, Wikum. I appreciate you.
Love you, dog.
Thanks for coming on. Sloppers. Actually, anything you want to plug last second?
Yeah. Squarespace is a website where you can create your own business and scale it.
Sloppers.
Squarespace.com/slop shop.
Thank you. All right. Bye, guys. See you next week.